And so, Monday is over now. I know Monday really isn't the best day for a lot of people, but in the end, it's something that we all have to get through. And I'm sure that there are some of you guys out there who thought yesterday wasn't that bad of a day. I didn't think yesterday was that bad of a day. I say that, and I'm on vacation in Colorado right now. But I always have faith in the best of the worst, I suppose, if you want to call it that. But in the end, it really just comes down to what you do and how you feel about doing it. But since Monday is over, we can now look forward to the next day, which is Tuesday. As such, happy Tuesday, everybody! Yes, there's plenty of things to look forward to on Tuesday. Like, there's going to be a new episode of Epic Mealtime. I've been watching Epic Mealtime since, the very beginning, so I've probably seen every single episode of that show for, years and years. And, you may not be able to necessarily tell by the window, but, the days in Colorado so far, they've actually been really great in terms of being, pretty hot and, dry. I don't really mind it so much, but then again, you're listening to a guy who complained about how cold it was in New York in January, February, and a little bit of March. But then you also have, days like, let's see. Honestly, I can't really think of a day I complained about it being so incredibly hot that it was unbearable. Although, since I am out in Colorado, it's also drier because of the mountain air, I believe. So, maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not a weather expert, ladies and gentlemen. You have to forgive me about that. But, regardless, I'm still here. I'm still going to be making videos, and I'm still going to be not nude, obviously. As you can see, I'm wearing my special I Came, I Saw shirt. What's on the back of the shirt? Well, if you've been an avid viewer, I said I'd only reveal the back if I dated a certain someone. So, yeah. Maybe I'll reveal that. Maybe I won't. Who knows? You'll have to stay tuned. So, let's see. I did forget to mention that yesterday I had a, in yesterday's video I forgot to mention that the other yesterday, so Sunday, Sunday, I actually had yet another mommy son date. Yeah, it was great. We pretty much just went, shopping everywhere, and I will admit, ladies and gentlemen, shopping really hasn't always been the greatest sort of pastime for me. I've always believed in the philosophy that, don't get me wrong, I do have nice clothes. I do. I never took any of that for granted, but, I've always felt that you don't wear clothes because they look nice. You wear clothes because they keep you from being nude in public. And that's very nice. Because those are sights you just do not want to see. Whether on camera or in real life. And it's always a bonus when other people enforce that logic. Because, we always do want that little bit of freedom, but there can be such a thing as too much. So, what else is there to discuss? Well, let's see. Actually, one thing I have been watching a lot in my free time since I've been out here is the La Quinta that I'm staying at. They actually have NFL Network. So, yeah, football season starting soon. The NFL Hall of Fame game is next week between the Bears and the Ravens, which are two teams I don't really mind, to be perfectly honest. I do like the Bears, and I do like the Ravens. To be perfectly honest, back when the Ravens won their Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, I'll be honest, I didn't really think Flacco was that bad of a quarterback or overall that bad of a person. You see, this was at a time when, like, the motto against the Ravens was Sacko Flacco. But, honestly, I never thought that at all. I actually thought Joe Flacco was pretty good. I mean, he's not my favorite quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you are watching a Dallas Cowboys fan, remember. But, you know, people are coming up with all sorts of crazy names. You know, like Sacko Flacco or Taco Flacco or stuff like that, or words that I'm not going to be saying aloud on camera because remember, I try my best not to curse, or if I do curse, I'm certainly not going to do it out of the blue. I will always warn everyone because that's just how I do. But if I were to give Joe Flacco a nickname, it'd be Joe Super Bowl winning quarterback-o. Yeah. You think about that for a second. Because I will admit, the year that they won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, which was Ray Lewis's final game, which, you know what, I'll talk about Ray Lewis in a second, but I honestly thought Flacco during those playoffs was the most solid, most consistent, and overall best QB in those playoffs. Yes, it is possible to be better than Tom Brady. You don't need to be better than Tom Brady all the time. Just for a brief moment. You just need to be better than him for just a little bit. And that's how you win. I mean, hey, that's technically what the Eagles did with, Nick Foles. I mean, for that little brief period of time, he was better than Tom Brady, and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And I know I don't really care for the Eagles, but there are some players I like on the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I like Carson Wentz. I like Zach Ertz. I like Nick Foles. I like Ingram, I think his name is. I can't remember. But, yeah, there's some... Just because I don't like a franchise organization doesn't mean that I hate absolutely every single human being who works for that organization. I mean, in the end, they're people just like you and me. Although, speaking of people just like you and me, there are some that are not, and that's why I want to go back to one of the greatest to ever play the game, and that, of course, is Ray Lewis. Yes, Ray Lewis is the man. I really do want to stress that he is the man. Partly because there's a very slim chance he's ever watching this video, and I want to be on his good side because, again, he is the man. He's an emotional guy, and, there are sometimes he's crying, and, my policy on that, it is never, ever wrong to show your emotions. Ever. Your emotions are what make you a human being. They are the reason why, in some ways, are the reason why we're all here. Because without emotions, sometimes things just get, boring. I mean, yeah, there are some emotions that we wish we didn't have at the different possible times. But, it's something we all work on throughout life. And then there's some emotions that we learn. I mean, believe it or not, hatred is one of the few emotions, if any, that we actually learn. Because technically I did learn to hate or dislike the Philadelphia Eagles. I technically did learn to dislike the seaweed, how seaweed feels underwater in Cuco Lake. I mean, I don't really hate so much anymore, and honestly, I really should get to trying to do it more often. When I go back to Cuco Lake, I'll definitely try and do it. But I'm not going to do a video on that. At least not without some help, because when I did that video on my jet ski, it worked that way because I was the only one out there, and even though there was a huge, huge, huge risk of it falling into the water, I was at my most careful ever. Plus, I took you all for a jet ski ride technically, so that video most certainly worked out. And hopefully just like the rest of these videos have been working out for us. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it is for us. Because, yeah, I make these videos, but I do it all for you guys. You know, yes, and to quote that one really catchy sort of lady song, "We are family." So, yeah, there's that. But, again, when it comes to stuff like getting into the water, when it comes to stuff like water-related things, I'm going to use the utmost caution because my phone is the only means of me being able to make these videos. And so, if I lose it, it is game over. Oh, sorry, the crazy sunshine weather we're having. But, you know me, I love letting the sun shine in. It's actually one of the few things about life that have always remained consistently beautiful. And so, there are a few things that are more beautiful, such as maybe potential Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl win. But yeah, can you really? Yeah, I know. Football season just right around the corner, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And, you know, again, I like the Bears. I like the Ravens. They're not my favorite teams, but you know what? I'm really excited, and I'm definitely going to try and watch that game. And, you know, watching NFL Network, I'm hearing stuff about, you know, Saquon Barkley and the Giants, which, honestly, I don't really, of the teams in the NFC East, I don't really mind the Giants either. Or the Redskins. It's really only the Eagles that I hate, and honestly, the hatred from the Eagles comes from what I learned from, you see, hatred's learned emotion, I learned from my father, and the only reason why my father really hates the Eagles is because he grew up at a time when Bud Ryan was the coach of the Eagles. For those of you who don't know, Bud Ryan, back when he coached the Philadelphia Eagles, secretly had what was called a bounty reward, where basically he would make sure that the Eagles would play dirty to get other players kicked out of the game or injured or anything like that. Oh yeah, it actually worked on Dallas Cowboys legend Michael Irvin. So, yeah, people played dirty even back then. In some respects, it was even worse back then because there weren't many rules on the matter. Although, whether or not you would like to say it's worse or better really is up to you. But I'll always still watch football regardless of whatever rules come our way. Because, you know what? In the end, football is what I love. You know, I played football. I sucked at it, but I still played it. And I'm going to continue to watch it with gusto. And if there was one memory I've always had from Trinity Pauling, it's that ESPN was practically on all the time in the cave. And you know what would happen if ESPN is on all the time. You know they're going to talk about football all the time. I would talk about football all the time, but honestly this video has been running kind of long. So, please like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support. I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care.